Trading Journal, Episode 4, from $1,200 to $2,200. Let's review this Trading Journal together. How interesting is it? Hello everyone. Looking at the trading history, you can see that this time I had 9 trades on June 2nd, with a continuous history right next to the previous days, still the same Exness account number 6390. Is that enough to make you trust it more? Easy, right everyone? Just take another phone and record the trading history from start to finish. It takes less than 2 minutes. Or maybe because it was stitched together from different MT5 accounts, so it can't be shown. You should be skeptical and ask questions. And today I still only use my 10-hour trader branded indicator for support. I still use price action as my main trading foundation. And we have an upward gap, but after rising a little, it drops back down. We thought it would come back to fill the gap, but instead it bounced up and continued rising, forming a support zone worth paying attention to, right? Why can I draw this support zone? If you look to the left, you can see a green candle with an upper wick, and the next red candle has a small body, showing market hesitation or a struggle. This is usually a sign of a price reaction in a resistance or support zone. I have taught the members in my mentorship group how to identify qualified resistance and support. They also have this kind of structure. And this support zone has reacted with the current price area, forming a trend line connected by candle wicks, and this is an ascending trend line, showing that buyers are gathering strength and preparing to attack. And this green candle has a fairly long body, with the close higher than the wick on the other side, showing a breakout by the buyers like a signal horn to launch the attack. I support the buyers right away. Let's look for 2R together. At this moment, looking at how the candles move, it feels like we want to sell, right? Because it has just reacted to the resistance zone above, but this red candle looks weaker than the strong bullish candle earlier, so I'm still not very confident about a sell trade. Let's wait a little more and see. A red candle with an upper wick like this is what gives us confidence to enter a trade, right? A strong red candle with an upper wick shows selling pressure, or more precisely, a fierce counterattack by sellers against buyers. And the sellers are gaining the advantage because above is their stronghold. The buyers tried to push up but failed, and my principle is always to support whichever side is winning. So I will enter a sell trade and still target a profit of 2R. Oh no, it reacted at the support below and bounced up. Could this trade fail this time? One interesting thing that I may not have shared with you is that when price reacts in an area with large candle bodies, and there is a bullish or bearish pin bar, the very next candle can move in the opposite direction and completely engulf that pin bar. Just like in this case, that bullish pin bar was completely engulfed by a red candle, showing a strong drop, or more precisely, that the sellers have completely defeated the buyers. Now I feel more confident about the sell trade. There, the support zone was broken through very easily, showing that the seller's strength is extremely strong. That is why we must learn to read price action through each candle to understand what the market wants, who is winning, and who is weak. If we extend the support zone from the left, we can clearly see that this support zone held the price and prevented further decline. And right at this support zone, we have a buy signal suggesting a potential buy area. This support zone is a fairly strong base for the buyers. That green candle did not close above the upper wick of the doji candle, showing that the buy has not yet been confirmed. But because there is a supporting buy signal from the indicator, I boldly enter a buy trade right away, still targeting 2R. Remember, everyone, look for signal confirmation at areas near resistance, support, and trend lines. One piece of knowledge I have shared many times is that when price drops strongly and breaks through a support zone easily, that support zone becomes the seller's base. Here we can see price rising once, with 6 consecutive green candles moving into the seller's base. Price reacts and reverses, proving that this base is very strong. Looking more closely, we can see a red bearish candle that engulfs the two previous candles. So which side is winning? So which side should I support? Of course, the sellers. Let's go make 2R together. And it's so frustrating. After analyzing, explaining and interpreting everything, I still got stopped out. It suddenly feels so embarrassing. Can you see that? If the indicator has not suggested a sell signal yet, the market can still continue to rise, so using the indicator is still better. If it can't go down, then it will go up. We again see confirmation from a bullish pin bar. It closed above the resistance zone, with a lower wick, almost equal to the bullish candle's wick. It probably won't hit the stop loss anymore. I buy immediately to recover the 1R I just lost. You see that when price touches the trend line, it sweeps downward with a wick. Every time it touches the trend line, it forms a bearish engulfing candle. And this second bearish engulfing candle has an even larger body. Anyone can see that it really wants to go down, right? Sell immediately. Why be afraid, right? The price action is that clear. Drops strongly and then stalls at the support zone. The next candle is a green candle with a lower wick. I also want to close the trade because I suspect it will rise, but since the trade is still in profit, I decide to wait for it to rise before cutting the loss. Seeing this bearish pin bar gives hope because it is now fighting around the resistance and support zone. Attention here. We have a confluence of 5 conditions supporting the sellers, which is quite rare. First, we have an evening star, but this one has a bearish pin bar in the middle with an upper wick. The second condition is a bearish candle that drops strongly, completely breaking through the resistance. The third condition is that it has an upper wick touching the descending trend line. The fourth condition is that this descending trend line is very close to the resistance zone. And the final condition is the sell signal from the indicator right on the red candle. So should I sell? Yes, sell. I was thinking of increasing the lot size to 3 times the usual just to impress you. But never mind, I don't want to trigger your greed and lack of self-control again. We must stick to the original discipline and rules, and most importantly, money management. Now you see, right? When the indicator gives a buy or sell signal, find confluence zones that support that signal, and the win rate will be very high. For example, at this position, I suspect that the buyers may be preparing to push up, so I immediately look for and draw support zones and trend lines, and clearly there is a support zone below, but price is still inside 2 descending trend lines. Our job now is to wait for price to break upward out of the descending trend line. It has broken out of the trend line now, everyone. But we don't need to wait for a successful retest, because earlier it already tried to break and go up but failed, so this second retest may be skipped. Entering immediately is also fine, because the stop loss is quite small. If someone records the Exness app screen like I do, and intentionally shows you a real account and an account number like this, don't rush to believe it. It can all be edited and stitched together. Now I switch to this demo account, and then switch back again. You see how easy it is to stitch, right? If they claim to trade on the same real account but don't dare to show continuous trading history across days like this, it's probably because they lost too much and had to stitch together multiple demo accounts to create a complete video to lure beginners. So there is no real trading history to show. The buyers are quite strong and easily break through the resistance. There has been a relatively small consolidation range, but then a bullish candle appears like this, showing that the buyers are still strong. All right, I'll support the stronger side again. I buy immediately. So, I have guided you in quite a lot of detail about the strategy in this episode, and I believe this indicator will help you lose much less, as long as you wait for indicator signals at confluence zones of resistance, support, and trend lines. All right then, let's all make profits together in this market.